favorite building? If you're going to ask me what's your favorite building, I don't know the answer, but it just looks so beautiful, so old, and it is dating back to the 15th century, which used to be our butcher's hall. So during the Middle Ages, you should know, in this region, in Ghent, it was super strict that people could sell their meat only inside this building. The reason is that since the early medieval times, people knew that bad meat, infected meat, could spread disease. Yeah, so once if people are getting sick here, it will be so hard to cure all of them, as the medicine wasn't developed that much neither. So in the summertime, they had to sell their meat within 24 hours. In the winter time, it was mostly like a 48 hours. So I will come back to this subject of meat, but before that, please notice this little white building on the right side of the butcher's hall. Your left, my right. So it's called House, which means like a hang house. Does it tell you anything? Hang house.
Hang house?
Hang house.
Oh, they hang people?
Yes. There they were hanging people. Like not animals, but people, which is quite a bit weird feature just right next to the meat hall. I hope they weren't mixing anything, you know. Yeah. Why not? You know, so people were also receiving punishments for their minor offenses there. If they were gossiping, making big lies, acting against church rules, they would be chained at an iron bar at the wall there. Then if there would be an execution, you would hear this horror tune from the belfry tower. All the citizens will come there to watch it. And also the bridge just right in front of the house. It's called Head Bridge. Because of its history, it was another location where people were executed, in this case mostly by chopping people's head off. Afterwards they would put their heads on spikes, and then after sometimes they would just throw it in the water, I guess. Yeah, so quite a bit brutal. No, Middle Ages. And anyway, it's not on our side, but behind the butcher's hall, there are a few other small halls. There they were selling this bad meat, specifically bad meat, but really heavily infected meat, because there were a lot of poor people during the Middle Ages. So you can imagine a line full of poor people waiting for their second grade meat, and then someone is receiving a punishment there. So it was the moment that people were slapping at the face of the victim, throwing nasty things against him, mocking about them by playing stupid games. Sometimes the victim there got rotten because of staying too long. They were dying there. So, changing the subject. During the Middle Ages, they found a trick to, turn the bad meat into fresher meat. What was the trick? So, all these people were waiting for their bad meat, and they found a solution to make it more fresher.
Salt?
Salt wasn't enough strong. They were really infected. I guess salt is used in advance, no? To protect it for the future.
Yeah.
But they were already bad.
Okay.
You seem you're thinking.
No, not at all.
Not at all. So, what Belgium is really famous?
Oh, beer?
Beer, yes. They were using beer, boiling their meat full of beer, so inside post. After some hours of boiling, it would give this amazing juice as well. And then here, Flemish people could spread it into their, not French, but Belgian fries, huh?
Yeah.
So in Belgium, you have to be super careful. Never call it French fries. People can attack you, bite you, beat you. Everything is possible. So you have to be careful with that. And anyway, at first glance, this looks like a little bit disgusting recipe, but throughout the centuries, this so-called disgusting recipe became the most well-known traditional dish of Flanders. Did you already try that?
Yeah.
Flemish stew. Did you like
That's
it?
crazy.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Who didn't try it yet?
Some applesauce?
Okay, would you like to try that?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so don't worry about the quality of the meat today, it's primary, so it's fine. I know really good restaurants that I can recommend you later on, or if you want to know them, you can always come and ask me. So anyway, changing the subject to something else. Right in front of you there is this white building. Do I have to translate what is written on the wall? No? That's fine, huh? Okay, beer house. There they are serving 150 different kinds of beers. 3 house beers. They're brewed here You cannot buy them somewhere else. You cannot drink them somewhere else. Only inside this building, and not more than 3 of them. So anyway, in Belgium, 3 beers, they're already enough because our beers are so strong. It goes from 8% to 12, huh? So we have, because we have those Trappist beers as well. Do you know what is Trappist beer, by the way? So Trappist beer, there are 12 Trappist beers brewed in the world, and 6 of them are in Belgium. So there are 3 requirements if you want to brew Trappist beer. First, it must be brewed by a monk, then it must be brewed in a monastery, then the money comes from it, it must go to the charities. So that's the strong reason. For example, we have Westmalle, you heard about that, Orval, Chimay, Ahel, so Trappist Rochefort, which is like 11.5% of alcohol. Ahel, for example, it lost its status of being Trappist beer just recently because their last monk have died. So, you know, and then I heard that Westmalle bought them as well, but it's something like that. So you can have really, really good beers in Belgium. But maybe if you want to try something else, you can also go into this brown building, which is owned by the same person, the Triple Coat. You see the owner, he looks very grumpy. It's true, he's like about 80. He's been taking care of this place more than 30, 40 years. There he's serving Geneva. You know what is Geneva already? You know for sure. We call it Flemish gin here, you know. So a normal gin has few flavors, yeah. But this guy, he got a little bit crazy. He has 100 different kinds of flavors that he makes them here by himself. Not all of them, but many of them. So, like, you can find some unimaginable weird vegetables. For example, cabbage flavor and cactus and tiramisu. Those are a bit experimental, but he has also really nice, like a banana, apple, plum, and it's really good place. It's very affordable as well. The small ones are 3 euros, big ones are 6 euros. It will be served in a shot glass, but that doesn't mean you have to make it shot. You have to drink it slowly. All right. So, any questions so far, guys? All right, we can continue.
English or Spanish.
Right.
I can tell you a place. It's called South Africa. So that will be also one week walk. You are living in Germany. Yeah, I one week. One week, took that long, you know. It's your first time? Yeah, I'll take you here, please. We will look at more towards this direction, a little bit more back. Take you here, sir. Any of your friends? No, everyone is here.